I know that people are ranting about Donald Trump and about his ridiculous and ludicrous statement that he has made about practically anything, and many are questioning his mental sanity. These are all cool topics, but here we could actually see and understand how this impacts or doesn't impact financial markets. And here's the thing. Yes, he rants a lot, but at the same time, American stock markets are at all-time high. So how could be that explained by some sort of logic, if there is any logic? My take is simple. If you look at stock market, and I'm emphasizing stock market is first and foremost comprised of individual stocks. And here in this day and age, we have extreme skewness to technological and AI companies. And in this day and age, technological and particularly AI companies are making windfall profits because we live at epicenter of AI revolution. So naturally they will make huge fortunes, whether these are companies which produces hardware or software or utilizing AI in their advantage. Doesn't matter. Now is AI revolution, and those who will be at center it will make most money. That's what you have to understand. If we want to talk about Trump's policy and its impact on markets, let's look a bit broader. Let's look at dollar exchange rate, let's look at interest rates, particularly US government bonds, and look at precious metals, which is historically been hedged against uncertainty, inflation, and bad politics. Here, the picture is slightly different. We see that dollar is not getting stronger. In fact, it's getting consistently weaker, but it's not at dangerous levels yet. But here we could actually see some sort of pattern. Donald Trump has re-elected. He made conflicting views about his foreign policy, thing that matters most for global investors, and dollar was getting weaker and interest rates are getting a little more uncomfortable. I couldn't say that they're at bad levels or there is some sort of crisis. It's not that, because central banks play a huge role here. So one Donald Trump cannot bring interest rates down even if he wanted to. But if you look at gold market, there might be a lot of questions whether central banks around the world and global investors are really believing into dollar, or they are swapping dollar as a hedge against economic uncertainties for gold. That might be a really good case. So if you look at the markets, we see that stock market is relatively immune to Donald Trump because corporate profits are not directly related to Donald Trump policies. But the picture gets more logical if we look at precious metals, which is safe haven. So here arguments might be different. But here's also one important thing. If I believe there is some sort of priorities of Donald Trump, one of the top 3 priorities for certain would be stock market. He is a businessman, like it him or hate him, but he made his money in business and he is tying his own success to stock market. So his policy wouldn't go fundamentally against American business, thus American stock market. And actually, I believe this is one of the few ways how his politics could be influenced if there will be major stock market correction. We saw a similar pattern in April of 2025 when the tariffs debacle on the United States against the world became out of proportion and Donald Trump was forced to put backpedal there. And I believe markets witnessed that Donald Trump wouldn't do anything that will impact markets, at least not deliberately. He wouldn't deliberately make something which will be extremely bad for top United States companies, thus for stock market indices. And as long as the premise still holds, markets will be steady and their performance will be based on profits of AI companies. But once there is some structural problems with AI companies, or people perceive them as a bubble, or Donald Trump administration does something particularly stupid and markets will lose confidence in him as a president who holds stock market dearly, then everything might happen. But for now, no. People believe that Donald Trump is looking at S&P 500 as a reflection of his business and economic success, so he wouldn't dump that reputation whatever happens. And secondly, corporate profits based by AI performance are still good, so that's the explanation why stock markets are fine. If that changes, everything might happen. And statistically, we have 3 more years in his presidency. We had extremely good run in stock market, and there is simple probability that stock market might yield some correction. So let's see what happens. But real gauge of his stability and United States reputation is United States dollar rate and gold prices. I would say this is more accurate picture of how people perceive United States and whether this still is safe haven of the world. So this was my take. Let's see how this will play out in 2026.